What's happening, everyone? JayShockblast here, and check it out. Lego DC Supervillains is available now. It's been available for a little while, and all of the content has been released, so if you have been waiting, now is the time to get it and have everything there available to you. With it comes a massive roster of tons of characters, as you can see. I want to say there's probably about 230 or so, over 50 of which are female. And I did this in some other games. This is my top 10 favorite female characters in LEGO DC Supervillains. And as you can see, I've got two different versions of Harley Quinn here on the screen. And I feel bad because honestly, either one of them probably could have been top 5 characters for me. But there's something about each of them existing that I love that makes me wish they were a composite character. So they are my honorable mention instead of making the top 10, even though this version of Harley probably should be way higher on my list, but she's not because I love the aesthetics of this version of Harley. So, like, honestly, if you could just give this Harley from the Lego Movie 2 the roller skates of this Harley, it would be the best Harley Quinn ever made, and she could have probably gone as high as number 2 or 3 on my list. Also, you have to like take off that stupid face tattoos. I hate those. But I love the costume that she had in Suicide Squad, and I love her hammer. So I really would have loved it if these two were together, but they're not, and it is what it is. So who is in my top 10? Let's go ahead and take a look. At number 10 on my list, we have Darla Dudley, the Shazam movie, I think it was Shazam movie Pack 2 character. And she does not fly, but she is a speedster. And honestly, she is one of the better parts of the movie. I thought the little girl that played the human version of Darla, not the Shazam version or the Darla Marvel, I don't know if that's what they would have actually called her in the past. But I think that she was great. And if they ever have Moon Girl in a Marvel movie, obviously it would have to be fast before she grows up too much more. But she's like a dead ringer for Moon Girl. And I say that in every video. But, she's a speedster. We always love speedsters. I think I can safely say that for virtually every LEGO fan of these games. We love speedsters. And she's a great speedster and a great character. And I think a lot of people that get the Shazam packs, especially Shazam movie pack number 2, are going to be very happy with her. So at number 10, we had Darla Dudley. She does change Shazam into the little Darla. This character, don't necessarily care about, but her Shazam version, fantastic. At number 9, we have Jessica Cruz, one of our few Green Lantern characters in the game. And Jessica has had a big come up in recent months, or even in the last year or two. She's becoming a much more central figure in the Green Lantern universe. And we've even seen her featured in Rage of Atlantis as one of the kind of main characters. But there was recently a DC animated movie that came out. I don't remember what it was called, but it was like some characters from the future coming into the past. And she was kind of a main figure there. So definitely cool. Definitely a really cool version of the Green Lanterns. I love the Lanterns. I'm just a huge fan of the Green Lantern Corps and all the different lanterns. So having her here is really cool. Having her little Green Lantern logo tattoo on her face. One of the few examples of face tattoos I'll actually admit to liking. So number 9 for me is Jessica Cruz. At number 8, we have Mary Marvel, Mary Bromfield, if you will. And she is also part of the second Shazam DLC pack. And, you know, she's always been Mary Marvel. That's, like, literally been her name. Kind of like Captain Marvel before he was more frequently called Shazam. And I just really like the character. I've always kind of liked her. And I think this is just one of those examples where there's just characters that are in these games that are going to be high on any top 10 list just because you love the character. And this is definitely one of those cases. Obviously, seeing her in the movie, definitely you kind of grow a little bit more attached to the characters. I thought Shazam was such a great movie, and this is definitely a great character. Of course, she Shazam's into Mary, and then Shazam's back into Mary Marvel. Will always be Mary Marvel for me. I don't know if they call her Mary Shazam or what they call her now. I don't really care because, again, always going to be Mary Marvel. So at number 8, Mary Marvel. At number 7 from the Young Justice DLC, we have Miss Martian. Hello, Megan. So she's very popular, and I think a lot of people really like her. The Young Justice obviously is huge for her, and they definitely did a much better job with her in this game than I think they did with her in the last game. I honestly didn't really have a reason to care about her in the last game. The only thing I personally knew about her was the very little bit that I read in the comics, and she didn't really seem all that important. So I didn't really understand. I didn't watch Young Justice then when Lego Batman 3 was out. So there was literally no excitement for Miss Martian. I did not understand the hype. But now that after seeing Young Justice quite a few times, I think I get it. She's a little annoying, but still a pretty cool character. She does turn into her true white Martian form. Love the transformation. Don't necessarily care about this version per se, but you know, I know there's a lot of people that are really going to appreciate it because I did not realize Young Justice was so popular. So, number 7, Miss Martian. At number 6, we have Big Barda, who is a character I learned to appreciate a lot because of this game and because Mr. Miracle has really taken storm on the DC universe. And Big Barda is his husband, let me take that back, his wife. And, you know, honestly, she can fly. That's a huge thing. I love her look. She's one of the female Furies. And she's just a really awesome, strong, powerful character. She definitely wears the pants in this family. And, you know, it's just one of those characters that this is what I love and appreciate about a lot of the LEGO games. They dip really far into the character list, and they bring us characters that we might not know anything about until we actually start playing with them and seeing them a little bit more. And, you know, for me, I always want to know about these characters. So, you know, when I experience a character I don't know anything about, I start looking into it. I knew a little bit about Big Barda, but I feel like Mr. Miracle's recent comic run has really played a huge role in her kind of rise as well. The dogs have to make a cameo with their dog tags cackling in the background, so there you go. But yeah, I think a lot of it is because she could fly, to be honest with you, but she looks cool. Like, she's an awesome looking character. They have a great story, and Mr. Miracle really has done some big things for DC, so it's not hard to see why these characters start making it into these games. And I have a feeling that a year down the road, a lot of these characters are going to make even more sense. There's always a plan, and there's a reason why some of these weird, obscure characters make it in. Not that Big Bard is really that obscure, but anyway, number 6, we have Big Barda. At number 5, we have the Golden Glider. And again, one of those characters I didn't necessarily care a lot about. She is the sister of Captain Cold, and we have even seen her on The Flash. But there's something about the way they designed this character that I just really love. I love her idle animations. I love the way that she kind of just glides, obviously, since that's what she is, the Golden Glider. Even though it has, I think, more to do with like figure skating, but I digress. I love the way the little star. Oh, he just shot. I love the way the stars kind of project from her like kind of tentacles or tassels, if you will. She's just a really great character. Plus she flies. And flying characters automatically get bumped up. Like if I was rating characters 1 through 10, flying characters, my least favorite flying character is possibly going to rate closer to my favorite non-flying character, just because of the fact that they fly. Like they're just useful. They get where you want to go faster. So that's definitely one of the reasons I really appreciate her. She just, the way she bamps like that. I just really think she's a great character. Love her. Used her quite a lot. And, you know, her hairpiece is just cool. It's a great character. And, like, honestly, it's just one of the best parts about these LEGO games is having a character like the Golden Glider that you would have never expected would become one of your favorites do just that. So, at number 5, we have the Golden Glider. At number 4, we have Batwoman, and I absolutely love the look of Batwoman. I love the red Batman logo. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like redheads. I think they're just instantly hot, and just Batwoman in general is just pretty cool. Really looking forward to you know, the new Batgirl. I'm not Batgirl, Batwoman series on the CW. I had a trailer last week. I didn't really react to it. I think it's an interesting... I mean, honestly, they got the character right for the most part. But it felt a little cringy, not gonna lie. Here's the thing. I don't think every female character needs to be about, rawr, I'm a girl, rawr. And I feel like they always feel the need to make them that way. Like, I really wish they could just let these characters exist as themselves and like not showing off the fact that they're a girl, because that's what it's all about. You know, you're just another character. Like the guy characters, they never show off the fact they're not like, oh, look at me, I'm a man, you know? Like, so I understand why, because there's not as many female characters, and you know, obviously they kind of get pushed a little bit further when they get their chance in the medium, but it's not necessary. These characters are great. They stand out on their own. So I know Batwoman's a little bit different for reasons we don't really need to get into here. But I think the show is going to be fine. My only real beef was that you know, they didn't show Ruby Rose with the long flowing red hair. And I do think that is a very important part of the aesthetic of the character. So I know we've seen her in still images with the hair, so I'm assuming it's just going to be something they add on as part of like the cowl, but we'll see. But yeah, I really like this version of the character just because, you know, red's my favorite color. She's a bat character. She does the advanced glide, which I love. You saw me kind of glide around there. I really hope the show does well, and we'll see what happens. I know people kind of like, I don't know, they overreacted a little bit to it, I think. I understand... Oop, I hit my mic. I do understand the cringe a little bit, because it was a little cringy, but I think it's going to be fine. I think it's going to come out well, and I guess all we can do is wait and see. Either way, at number 4 on my list, we have Batwoman. At number 3, we have Mera. Another redhead, by the way. And this is from the Aquaman 2 pack. And, you know, it's Mera. Like, I've wanted her in this game for a long time. I kind of wish, like, Supergirl in LEGO Dimensions, she had her Red Lantern version. And I love her little dance that she does with the water Aquaman. It shows off her, what is it, water kinesis? I don't know what they call it, I forget. Hydrokinesis, I think, actually. Which is basically like a lantern construct power. I think they did a really awesome job with her. I love that she also does the advanced glide. The advanced glide is honestly my favorite feature in the game. It's a lot like flying, just more fun. And I talk about it every time I talk about a character that does it, just how much I love it. And it's just such a cool thing, you know, to be able to start all the way at Wayne Manor and, you know, slowly but surely drift your way all the way to the ceiling of the world, and then make your way all the way to the back of Smallville. So, you know, just like that, here I am all the way up top, above the Daily Planet. We're gonna land right on top of LexCorp. Because we can. So, you know, Mera is obviously the wife of Aquaman in the movie. They are frenemies turned lovers. And definitely looking forward to see what they do with her moving forward. But, you know, on her own, she's just a great character. I love her colors. Like, she's just really a great character. They did right by her for sure. So, number 3 is Mera. At number 2, we have Star Sapphire Carol Ferris. And, you know, I believe she might have been on my top 10 list in Lego Batman 3. She really is not that different at all from the Lego Batman 3. But I don't care. Like, I am a big fan of the Lantern Corps. All of them, you know, I always talk about, you know, Blackest Night and Brightest Day, and just how much I really love those stories. And, you know, she's a huge part of it. And being a Star Sapphire is, you know, she's kind of like the queen of the Star Sapphire in ways. She's just, her costume looks awesome. You know, her powers are awesome. I love the lanterns. There's really just no two ways around it, you know? Like, it just makes sense for me to have lanterns whenever I can. So they do like a really fantastic job of like making it so that she's not just a random firing character. You can see the personality when she tries to like lock onto things. You know, she's floating in the air, you know, very like romantically. I don't know, I guess you don't really float in the air romantically, but she's like somebody that's in love, you know, kind of slowly, you know, walking down the street, just straight out of like a cheesy chick flick, you know. I don't really know the word I'm looking for because I don't really like specialize in those types of things, but I really do feel like you understand. Like, strangely and weirdly, I'm being clear, even if maybe I'm not. So I don't know. Carol Ferris is awesome. She's a great character. I thought, you know, I'm one of the few people that actually kind of liked the Green Lantern movie. You know, Blake Lively was Carol Ferris. She didn't become a Star Sapphire, but, you know, maybe if people didn't flip out about the movie, there would have been a second one, and she could have been. But in any event, Carol Ferris, Star Sapphire, number 2, and that is that. At number 1, you should not be remotely surprised if you follow the channel at all. She's been on all of my top 10 lists. You know, the first wave of top 10 for the base characters, I think she was number 3. And in my recent top 10 with the DLC, I think she was number 4. And she's my favorite female character in the game. I absolutely love this costume. I love this minifig. I actually went out, there's a book you can buy about, you know, Lego DC, the Lego DC universe, and you actually get this minifig as part of the book. So I actually bought the book just for this minifig. I'm looking at it right now on my desk, just because of how much I love this version in the game. You know, I actually, you know, asked, I think in that top 10 video, the first one, you know, hey, is this a real minifig? Where can I get it? And multiple people told me about the book. I bought it from Target.com, and I got it pretty cheap, I think. So, actually, it didn't cost me anything. I used my wife's Target card. Yeah. The benefits of being married when she loves Target. So, but man, I don't know, man. I like Wonder Woman a lot. I wouldn't even say she's my favorite female DC Comics character, per se, but she's up there. And just when they did the new 52, I think this costume got a little bit of criticism because they like literally loaded her with clothing. Like they covered almost every inch of skin they could, and you know, dude bros were like, "Yo, where are her panties?" And you know, I get it. She's pretty much always worn a swimsuit type costume, leotard, if you will. And I always felt like that was like a woman empowerment thing. I think women took it that way too, for the most part. You know, the non-weirdo ones that just complain about everything, obviously, were the ones that complained about it. But, you know, I love the way it looks. It's an armored look. I think it's an argument. Like, I know I just said about, you know, Batwoman, I don't feel like everything about a female character should be, you know, oh, I'm a woman, I'm a female, you know, empowerment, rawr, you know, all that stuff. I don't think that it should be, because I do feel like they do stand out. But one trend that is common with warrior type female characters is that they just always show a ton of skin, and it's, you know, the sex appeal of it. And I get it why, like, you know, there are women that don't like that, you know, want these characters to just stand out for what they are. And I appreciate an awesome looking costume, and this is, you know, honestly one of my favorite takes on any DC Comics character. Like, I would say, if I had to sit here and say, you know, my top 10 favorite DC Comics costumes, you know, this version is up there somewhere. So it's really cool to me, and I love it. I really and truly love this costume, and I love this minifig, which is why, like I said, it's sitting next to Thor on my desk. I have literally 2 minifigs on my desk in a prominent position, and they are this version of Wonder Woman and Thor from the Infinity Wars set, where you build the forge and comes with like Rocket Raccoon and Groot. So, but yeah, they're sitting on my desk, and that's that. So those are my top 10 female characters. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Who are your favorite female characters in LEGO DC Supervillains? Are there any that they left out that you wished made it? And hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll see ya.